reason I wanted to call you here to New Orleans so that bag won't be so heavy.
Amen.
And the work to the glory of God will get done. I'm excited. What's wrong? Yeah, help me out, bro. Because you get to a certain age, you don't want to just bend over all this stuff. I've done that before. You know, somebody think it's too much to tie somebody's shoe. Keep living. One day you're going to need somebody to tie your shoe. I'm telling you. I remember my mother used to put her shoes on and come on here, boy, and buckle my shoe. And I'm saying, I don't know why she can't buckle. No, I wouldn't let her hear me saying that.
No.
Why she don't buckle her own shoe? But I started getting old. Look what I just did. Before I tie my shoe. I'm telling you, keep on living.
And saying good morning.
Because you get a little bigger and you bend over and thread can't hold the flesh. Angela, what we would do at this time, if you can put that video up, I would like for them to see that again.
They got two computers.
Oh, y'all doing that? Just a second. There was no Q&A designed into this. But while they're doing it, if someone has a question for clarity's sake, I entertain a couple of questions. Pastor?
Mr. President, so you mentioned 750 churches. Is that how many more we need, or?
That is the total number we need.
Okay.
I would have to look at the report to know where we are. And probably in the June meeting publicly, I will tell us where we are, Reverend Alexander, in each area. Thank you, Reverend Fuller. How many churches we have, how many we need, how many individuals we have. I had those numbers before, but they changed. That would be helpful. But I know the last time I checked, we had not gotten to 20% yet. So
Is it on YouTube? It's on YouTube.
Reverend Alexander said the individuals are moving pretty good. 37 missionaries that we appointed in September makes a difference. So we're moving up, we're getting there. And I think when we get to this afternoon, Dr. Ira, I think you have something in your presentation. And I may be reading something from when we had the vice president thing about give and the goal. I'm not going to go into it. But he'll talk a little bit more about that this afternoon. Before or after. Oh, yes, Sister Robinson.
Yes, sir, Brother President. I have a question about Deputy Secretary for Release.
Yes.
On the Foreign Mission Board. I've never served in this capacity before. And so I need direction.
That's a written.
As to I know what I do with Missionary Baptist Young Convention. Do I connect what I do at state to the national? I mean, I don't
Okay.
know what
Her question is a good question. The Texas Convention for years, decades, I guess, have been doing foreign mission work in Belize. It used to be an NBCA foreign field, I think under Dr. Branch. And when he was no longer the foreign mission secretary treasurer for NBCA, but in Texas, he kept the Belize field with the state of Texas. And it went on, and eventually Dr. D.B. Clark and all, they kept it going. I've gone twice now, I think 2 Decembers or something. And then they go in July, I think.
Yeah.
for Vacation Bible School. Great experience of foreign mission. I was one of 70 missionaries in December 2025. Now, maybe off on the number a little bit, but about 70 missionaries that went to Belize. Boy, that was an experience. Dr. Harden was there, his wife was there, and his daughter. That was your whole household, I guess. And so what I have spoken to President Glenn about, these are NBCA people doing it through Texas, but it's not being talked about in the national. And Texas is doing a great work with the missionary work on the foreign field in Belize. So why don't we add that back in as a part of what we do as National Baptists so that we can get the report out to our constituents in NBCA as to what's going on in Belize. Because I'm telling you, it is outstanding. Going to the schools, what we call it when we go to the house in the evening? The prayer cells, going to people's houses praying. And they waiting on us. And we get the prayer cell locations from the local pastor. He tells us which house to go to. And then there's somebody already in line to meet us and lead us over to that house that the people at the house already know. So it's not just a bunch of strangers intruding. We don't have to stand on the porch. We can actually go in the house. I prayed in houses, I read scriptures in houses, and I've had brief remarks. I heard Reverend Terry White do one of them. Say, good, I'm going to keep that in mind. That's how they do it. And so the reason this is different again is because of what I just said. It's been disconnected, but we want to reconnect it. Sister Robinson is over that effort. I don't know what your title is in Texas.
Coordinator for Mission Board, Foreign Field.
Okay, so she's the coordinator. So I said to Reverend Glenn, well, why don't we, since we have deputy secretary of our fields, make her deputy secretary for Belize for NBCA, and she can bring that report back to us. But in addition to that, when Texas is going to Belize, the information that goes out to Texas could also go out to NBCA. That's the other component I'm leaving out with all this other talking. So that other people from South Carolina or Louisiana or whatever who want to go to VBS in Belize in July or go to the meeting in December, you will know when that meeting is and what it's going to take for you to go. You sign up by the deadline day because they have, capacity and all of that that they have to be concerned with. And so more of us can be involved. Reverend Robert Alexander, for example, with Reverend Quentin Hammonds, who's over foreign mission in state convention. They are preparing to adopt the country of the Bahamas. So the focus is going to become more of a state convention adopting a country instead of just the national convention running all over the place. And sometimes we'll never go into the field in 2 and 3 years. Louisiana has adopted Jamaica. I think we've given $37,000 to Jamaica since when? October. Since July for Jamaica. I don't know, Reverend Banks had mentioned something, I forgot. Haiti. We haven't gotten it all on board yet, but we've been talking about it. And so then it becomes more specific as to the state convention adopting a country. Reverend Adger, did you mention a country from South Carolina? Which country y'all talked about? I can help y'all. No, but I'm just saying, so the conversation has changed because during COVID, that was a strain on NBCA Foreign Mission Board. Reverend Dennis Jones had a job, trying to raise money and keep the big fields going and doing all that. We made it work, but it would be better if state conventions are more engaged. Yes. You want to correct your number?
A total of 87,000.
A total of 87,000 to Jamaica since July. I think my number was from October, was 37. Yeah, see, I remember the most recent. I'm not historic. But anyway, but still, you see the difference and the impact is what I'm trying to say. So back to Sister Robinson, we want a report like I got. When the trip was over, you sent a report. We're trying to come up with Reverend Laylas Johnson with a template so that the reports from the countries will be similarly reported. Maybe outside the template you have now, but you can pull from yours and insert the information on how many missionaries went, how many homes were served, and what did we serve? Schools visited, just all kind of information we will have. And you already got the information. We almost got to condense yours.
Okay, so, the report is due to this convention at the annual session?
It's gonna be the annual session. And let me just not step off too far. It will be due at the annual session. Reverend Laylas Johnson is coming up with deadlines
Okay.
to submit to the deputy secretaries. That has not been completed yet. I mean, he hit the ground running, trying to raise money and all, but he's coming up with a deadline by which he would need you to submit it, because we want to have at least a digital written report along with maybe a brief video that is a summary of them all. It's a lot of work, but we want to get it done, because people need to know what we're doing as it relates to foreign mission. How many minutes I got left?
You're doing good.
I got 42 more minutes? Left? Is the video ready? See, I'll talk to the video. Hold on 1 minute. Dr. McClendon and then Reverend White, and then we'll go to the video. Dr. B.W. McClendon.
Mr. President, have there been any discussion about, with the GC2 conference, any quote-unquote larger fellowships partnering with some of the smaller fellowships to sort of support them and collaborate with them?
I think the structure for GC2 worked the way